The next book I have for you guys is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. Now I decided to pick this up because the sequel came out like last month or so called Blood and Honey, and so I was like, yo, I really need to read this and get on it, because if I love it really, like if I love it, then I can read the sequel. So this book, Serpent and Dove, is about a witch hunter named Reed and a thief named Lou, but Lou is also a witch. And in this book, Reed is a witch hunter called like a chasseur. I think it's chasseur because they're in France, so everything's got to have like that French type pronunciation to it. And so Louise kind of sort of frames Reed for like assaulting her. And so the priest was like, hey, let's marry you guys, because if you're married, then Reed, you have the authority to like discipline your wife or whatever. But Reed doesn't know that Lou is a witch. So that's kind of like how it like their love story kind of starts. The enemies to friends to lovers type story. So, but the thing about this book is I feel like it's pitched wrong, because a lot of people, like when I read this, I thought that Reed knew that Lou was a witch, like going into the marriage before I started reading this book. And that's not the case at all. He has no idea that she's a witch. And so she has to like hide this part of her while also like hiding from her mother, which is like, she's like the queen of the witches or whatever. And so, yeah, I was just like really confused, but like I'm so glad that Reed didn't know that Lou was a witch, because that just made it so much more interesting. And woo, this, let me tell you, this is kind of steamy. Like there were sometimes I was reading this and I was like, dear God, is this actually a YA book? Like I had to look on the back and see like Harper Teen, and I was like, oh, I guess it is a YA book, because there were some things in here that I was like, whew, goodness, this is like straight on like smut here, and I am not against that. I am all for that. But I was just like, wow, like was not expecting that at all. And I also love the side characters. There's this one chasseur who ends up being friends with Lou, and he's kind of like her confidant, and like he knows about like 50% into the book that she's a witch, kind of like based off something that happens. And then you have Lou's best friend, who I think the next book is about her, because she's a blood witch. And so a lot of times when she does something, she does stuff with blood and honey, which is what the sequel's called. So like towards the end of the book, they're like, shit, we gotta hide. We're gonna go hide with the blood witches. So I'm excited for the sequel. I don't know when I'm gonna buy it. I will buy it eventually. But yeah, that is my review for Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. And I will see you guys later. Bye!